Academia and entertainment media would like for you to believe that Stone Age man was a simple and incredibly primitive creature, that they just lived off the land and survived on their own. But the history that we have is far different than the history that we are finding in the ground through archaeology. As of 2019, my history is roughly 54 years old. The history of the Christian church is roughly 2,000 years old. And the history of the biblical Jews is over 3,500 years old. And the history of Göbekli Tepe is over 12,000 years old. Göbekli Tepe is a prehistoric archaeological site in southern Turkey. Göbekli Tepe was meticulously and carefully buried over 12,000 years ago. We know this because some of the material that was buried in Göbekli Tepe was bones of animals, and they have been able to date these bones to over 12,300 years. Göbekli Tepe consists of stone circles, and these stone circles are stone circles like no others. They have T-shaped stela that consists of the circle and then have two very large T-shaped pillars in the middle. These two T-shaped pillars in the middle are always incredibly interesting because they have items that should not be there. First of all, the engineering and carving abilities that humans had over 12,000 years ago to make these stela and balance them as they have been balanced to stand up without any support on the very small round bottoms of the statues. These statues have some very intriguing carvings carved in them. First of all, the arms are carved in such a manner that are reminiscent of statues that predate history from all over the world. Some that come to mind are the statues in Easter Island and the statues around Peru. Their hands are resting in the same manner that the hands on the T-shaped stela are resting. But what's more fascinating about these gigantic T-shaped stela is that they are wearing belts. And not just simple belts, but belts with intricate and ornate decoration. 12,000 years ago, we are told that we are simple, primitive creatures. How could we have fashioned or even imagined such intricate belts? When Göbekli Tepe was discovered over 20 years ago by archaeologist Klaus Schmidt from Germany, no one had any idea of what a revolutionary discovery this was. You have to ask yourself why this revolutionary discovery is not being touted throughout the world and being celebrated in academia. It's not being celebrated because it just does not fit the standard model that academics wish us to understand and believe about ancient man, and especially cavemen and the Neolithic times that we used to live in. For the rest of your life, please remember this number, 12,000 years ago, because 12,000 years ago, the entire world changed from what it had been. You see, for the last 12,000 years, we have enjoyed mild and rather tepid temperatures around the globe for humans, because over 12,000 years ago, the planet was a lot colder. There are many reasons for this, and some reasons we can't explain, but we do know that thanks to the ice cores that we've been able to pull from Greenland, we are able to see that the planet's temperatures have changed drastically over the last 100,000 years, and very dramatically over the last 60 million years. It has changed incredibly and epically over the last 500 million years. These temperature charts should be front and center of every student, and every history student and archaeological student should be looking at Göbekli Tepe very closely to recalibrate our human history, because something incredible happened over 12,000 years ago. Our planet has a very interesting and unique story to tell. But it's not just our planet that has a unique and interesting story to tell. It is also our solar system. You see, our solar system has a unique structure, and you can start to tell by the 4 rocky planets that are in the center. Venus and the Earth are the same size and have roughly the same gravitational field. Then you have the 4 gas giants. The 4 gas giants that protect the 4 rocky planets that are closest to the Sun. And the biggest and best protector of those 4 rocky planets is Jupiter, King Jupiter. This massive planet with a massive gravitational field attracts most comets and asteroids that have an inbound path towards the Sun and that could possibly harm the planet Earth. If you look at the beautiful and precise orbits of our planets in our solar system, you can plainly see that there's thought and design behind its construction and execution. The orbit of our Earth and the orbit of our planets is not just a random happenstance, and it is certainly not a random series of coincidences and just dumb luck. A decade ago, we launched the Kepler Observatory. In March 2009, we launched a space system that would look at other solar systems around our very unique and beautiful Milky Way galaxy. We were looking for solar systems that were similar to ours that would have the potential for life. What we found was quite the opposite. We found that our solar system and its orbits are completely unique. If you look at the incredible orbits that Kepler found, you will see that the gas giants are orbiting close to the Sun, and many solar systems have the gas giants orbiting with the Sun. There are no other solar systems that have such a refined and beautiful orbit as our solar system. Look at all these orbits. They're chaotic. They lack the grace and beauty and even the design of our beautiful solar system. This has been a presentation of the Breadcrumbs Project.